Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking about my Lent and Easter experience. Yeah, as you all know, we just ended our Lenten period and wrapped up with Easter on Easter Monday. So basically, I'm just going to be sharing a few experiences that I had during the Lenten period. First of my major prayer point during this Lenten period was that God should actually help me with my weaknesses. I'm obviously not going to put them out for people to know, but I feel like during the course of sharing the experience, a few people would understand what I'm talking about. So for the first time, I fasted the 47 days completely, which was a major challenge I put myself through this period. Like, I just had it in mind, I just wanted to try it. Even though I didn't fast till 6 p.m, I still did my best. So mostly 3, then 12. At least for the first time, I tried. Yeah, so during the course of this period, I laid out so many supplications to God. Firstly, about my weaknesses, should I say my flaws, then secondly about my career. A few people know I'm actually, or should I say I was into teaching. So we are going to be going into a new month in a few days from now. So I'm no longer going to be into teaching. It's a testimony actually, which is why another reason, or one of the reasons I'm making this video, because I just want to put something out there which I feel people should know of, or just hear my own take on it, in case it may be of help to some people. So starting with my career, I prayed to God that I wanted to change. Like, before the new term begins, third term, the second term for secondary school just ended. So I prayed to God earnestly and seriously that I wanted to change my current job. Obviously, I wasn't there for a long time, so just spending the time I find a better offer. So I prayed to God earnestly. I didn't want to resume the third term with these children. And during the course of the whole Lenten, period, the prayers and all, I had this major challenge of reaching out to a few people, not because we had issues, let me say people we once used to be close, not because we fought or anything, but because I didn't see myself being so close to them in the future, because I didn't want to continue a particular lifestyle. Yeah, the lifestyle I was, blah 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 when I was still in university. So I just decided that things I want to focus. So we didn't have any issues, but I knew me being close to them and always picking up would definitely spark those problems we used to have. Few friends actually refused the So during this period, I just decided, not keeping up with someone is not an excuse not to do it or say hi. Just like I said, we didn't have any. I just needed to set a little bit of boundaries. Yeah, just a little. We're not having any issues, just for my sake, just to focus. Because I'm the type, when I want something, I focus and put all in it. So I just decided to say hi and all. In the course of that, they asked about my current situation. So I just decided to let them know. And can you imagine, 2 of them actually got me job offers, which I did the interview for, and I actually aced the interview. 2 jobs from 2 different friends. So now my point is, I just feel like there's sometimes that I don't even know how to put it. Like, there's some relationships that God just help me. I don't know how. I just feel like there's some connections that you need to just have. Of course, there will be boundaries, but I feel like in my own case, there was a little a little bit of pride in it, which was one of the weaknesses I also put to God about. Because me saying I didn't want to, it was obviously other people might have still been high, but they know within themselves they wanted to set boundaries. But mine was majorly like, so I feel like pride does a lot when it comes to blessings, when it comes to just limiting people. It kills the love you have for someone or something, and it also kills growth. Can you just imagine I did not reach out to them? I mean, there will be other opportunities, obviously, but at the same time, I wouldn't have realized the blessing that was just right in front of me. These people, they were just one call away. I mean, what was the problem? Myself, I was the problem. So me doing that, it didn't break the boundary I actually put in place. Like it didn't spark up any old lifestyle and all, but instead we just had mature conversations and it brought something valuable out of it. So my point is, sometimes I just feel like adults should just try once in a while to be the bigger person. I mean, they didn't reach out to me. I myself reached out to them. To them, they wouldn't know what I had in mind. I only knew it. And even, I won't say it's bad, but deep down, I knew there was a bit of pride there. I actually knew that. That's one of the prayer points I raised during this. That's one part of it. The other was in my career. So let me just give this short story of experience I had while teaching. Because like I said, I won't be resuming it then talk to them. They've resumed already, so yeah. There was this student. We were actually just one girl actually. So we were friendly in the classroom with every other student. Then one day our mom just saw me along the shore. Excuse me. Then she called me and was like, you know the way your parents would do, like, well, so that was the vibe she brought, and I was just like surprised what happened. So then she told me her daughter said I said this about her, and I told her, man, that wasn't possible. What happened was this, and in the course of just challenging her to be better and just trying to motivate her to like just do better, I just said, when you grow up, wouldn't you like to have this? Wouldn't you like to have this? But the girl, just one girl, on her own part, she misinterpreted my message, saying I insulted her. In this case, the just one girl was hurt. I myself, I was hurt because my pride was like, why would you say I said this about it? I did not. My classmates were there and they could testify that I never said that. But in this case, who is wrong? She was just a young girl. She said what she didn't like to her mom, which was actually valid. And my anger, I won't call it anger, my displeasure to the fact that her mom said this, and her mom didn't want to believe me, or she just said I should please, our parents always try to be defensive about issues like that, which is actually valid. But I never insulted her. So in this case, I was really upset. So I just made up my mind that resuming next week or the next day or whenever, I would just ignore that girl and her brother totally. Because I mean, for anyone to come up with such a lie, such person is meant to be avoided. Can you believe that this same girl came to me? I wasn't a form teacher, she was in J1. I was a form teacher for J3. She left and teacher in her class, skipped 2 classes just to come and report another student that offended her to me. My point now is, she had a class teacher, a form teacher. She didn't report to a form teacher. She passed through J2 class. She didn't report to J2. She had to come all the way to my class. I knew deep down that it wasn't about what the other student did to her. She just wanted to, should I call it, apologize indirectly. She just wanted to keep what we had. My point is, like the little thing she did, that act she did, sparked up something in me. I was like, can you imagine this? I knew what she was doing, but to her, she may not know I knew. Because why did you leave your OGS1? You skipped your class teacher, skipped your came to me to report. Am I your teacher? So I knew deep down that she was just trying to, be the bigger person. Honestly, I was touched because most times the thing that causes fallout between adults is just pride. Nobody wants to be the bigger person. And this little girl did that thing. And that day I had more respect for her because I knew it's not easy. If I were in her shoes, or even the way I'm not even in her shoes, with the fact that she still said I said something that I never said. When I said it, I already made up my mind to ignore them. Pride. She being a young girl, taking the first move, deciding to just bring up something to just approach me and talk to me. I was moved by that because even if I were in her shoes, I would never ever speak to that person. And this is what I'm talking about. It is one thing I prayed about during Lent. And I feel like God actually answered me because it made me self-aware about my weaknesses, which is this I'm talking about. And being self-aware means you already know what to attack, you already know your issues, so the solution is just one step away. So I was self-aware about it, and it brought evidence to me with this experience and other things, but I won't be talking about that in this video. With that, I just felt, come on, if this little girl can do it. And after that, during that, it was just the grace and the Holy Spirit that guided me on how to set it. Because when she came to me, deep down I was like, why is this girl coming to me? Why is this girl coming to me? She was like, Miss Precious, somebody came to, this boy did this to me, slapped me. I was like, I firstly kept quiet because the angel and the devil in my mind were arguing. They're like, dismiss her. And then I was like, come on, she's a young girl. And I was like, after what she did to you, and I was like, you're still a teacher. I'm not a fun teacher. You are a school teacher. You are an adult. At that point, it was the grace of God. I told her to call the male student that she claimed slapped her. I confirmed and he said it was true. I told him to explain. He said she actually looked for his trouble and she dared him to slap him. And I told her, why would you do that? It's not even your mate, he's your senior. And I warned him never to ever lay his hand on a female because it is wrong, very, very wrong. With that, I'm sure she would have been surprised. Or even if she was not surprised that I didn't dismiss her case, should have been happy that at least I still like her. I mean, she's still a young girl, so that's what will be in her mind. And especially still likes me, blah blah blah. She didn't do cheating, and she left. And I was really humbled because I know what it means to approach someone that hurts you and still try to be the bigger person and just apologize, even if it wasn't direct. People that have been in this situation, they know what I'm talking about. It was she trying to just be vulnerable. Yes, that is the word, before me. And honestly, I had so much respect for that girl from that day. And after that, we were jovial. I still see her mom, I greet her, and I'm sure her mom would have been surprised. Like, wow, I see her mom, I greet her. She sees me sometimes, she and her brother, good afternoon, good afternoon. And since then, that was just the end of the issue. Imagine if it was my mates. Two of us would be dragging this thing. We'll be competing for who get pride more. And that is a major problem. That is the point of making this video today. Like, I'll just try to put it out that we as grown-ups, as adults, and most importantly, as children of God, I don't sound too we should just try to extend more love to one another. And most importantly, when you see someone making an effort, trying to be the bigger person, either the person is the one at faults, either the person lied against you. See, it doesn't stop you from setting boundaries, honestly. Your boundaries can still be in place and you can still be at peace with someone who has offended you. My point is, when you see someone taking the first step, being the bigger person, letting his or her pride aside just to be vulnerable and let peace reign. Please just acknowledge. The least you can do is to acknowledge the person's vulnerability or the person's responsibility, because at that point the person is taking responsibility for his or her action and just trying to come to you and just, the person may not even say I'm sorry, but that act at that point, for those who are into psychology, they will decode already that this is an indirect form of apology. So my video today is not to tell guilty blah 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 whatever. I just had this burden in my heart, so I just wanted to let out. I know sometimes like I said, I pray to God about this because I feel like God intentionally needs work or play out this way just for me to realize how much I've lost so much should I say relationships or opportunities. Imagine me, just because I reached out to immediately something came out of it. This little girl too, I see how it played out. So now imagine what might have been lost over the years while I've been acting stone-hearted, and you know what I'm talking about. So I just really like to put it out there that the moral of this video is to let love lead. Pride kills your love and debate and even opportunities that might be waiting for you in your relationship, because I am a strong believer of the fact that every relationship, every friendship, every connection and bond has its own blessings, financial, in terms of opportunities, psychologically, emotionally, whatever. Every relationship, every friendship has its own benefits, Whenever you see someone making an attempt, just trying to be the bigger person, the least you can do is to acknowledge the person's efforts, because it is not easy. Like I said, I can never, the old me would never, ever. But I'm sure, by the grace of God, I will do better. I'm not saying this because I've offended anybody. I don't get offend people. I'm sorry, but I know some people will start saying I've offended them now, but I try my best to not step on anyone's toes. And I know there might be people I might have had issues with, but honestly, I've never been intentional, because I'm not even the type that intentionally wants to offend anyone. So all in all, never underestimate the value of friendship. Friendship is very important. No man is an island. You can't do this life alone. You need your family. You need friendships. And all in all this pride, ego, whatever, them, we all know them. At the end of the day, it's just vanity upon vanity. So would you let vanity hinder your own blessings? I mean, the choice is yours. So that's basically all I have to share today in my video. Thank you so much for watching. For those of you that have not subscribed to my channel, it's pride though, it's pride. It is well. Holy Spirit will minister to you. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to like this video, kindly subscribe, and watch out for my next video. I'm sure I've lost weight. People be like, see, yeah, Lent, Abby. It's not easy. It's not easy, but I just decided to take on the challenge and just challenge myself. came and it has gone. Like, that's just how life is. So now I'm like, did I even fast for 47 days? I'm like, wow, I can't even believe I did that. Like, I don't even feel like, I felt after the 47 days I would be weak, like skeleton would be dangling. Like, now it's just like, wow, so I did that. It's like small thing. But while I was going through it, I actually felt it. So I feel like that's just how life is, comes and goes. So value relationships, the ones that are not toxic, healthy relationships, and never underestimate the value and the importance of friendship. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. That will be all for now. See you later.